Well, the world of foreign affairs and military aggression, well, it's rarely been as violent as it is now. We see Israel entering Rafah, the last holdout of Hamas in the Gaza Strip. This has elicited condemnation from the International Criminal Court. At the same time, Vladimir Putin continues his advances in Ukraine. Today, Reuters reports that Putin says he's open to a ceasefire negotiation along current battlefront lines. While the West looks at these two places, China makes a move. It has encircled Taiwan in a military exercise that is terrifying in that it shows pretty much precisely how they would invade Taiwan if and when that moment comes. Take a look at this video, a simulation published by Chinese state TV. This is not actual footage. This is their simulation of what an invasion would look like. Absolutely terrifying. Designed to terrify Taiwan, designed to whip up anti-Taiwan sentiment in China. Of course, they regard Taiwan as a separatist part of China proper. How do we make sense of all this? Well, there's only one man I trust to help us figure out what's going on, and America and Canada's place in that, if there is a place for us. You know who I'm talking about, Gordon Chang. You can follow him on Twitter at Gordon G. Chang. He joins us now via Skype. Gordon, great to see you again. Thank you for making time for us. While the world is looking at Gaza and Ukraine, China has encircled Taiwan. Tell us what's going on.
Yeah, this is a 2-day exercise, Joint Sword 2024A. And really what they're doing is they're practicing a blockade. Now, they did this in 2022 after Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House, visited Taiwan. But this time they're blockading, or they are surrounding not only the main island of Taiwan, but also Taiwan's outlying islands, which are very close to the Chinese mainland. So this is more comprehensive than what we've seen before. I'm sure we're going to see more provocative Chinese exercises in the coming months. And they're doing this, they say, because of the inauguration of William Lai on Monday as Taiwan's new president. In his inaugural address, he was more explicit about sovereignty, but the substance was the same as his predecessors. And he did say he would keep the status quo.
I haven't been to Taiwan in more than 15 years, and there's a lot of push and pull. There's some ethnic harmony between Taiwan and China. There's linguistic harmony. Many people from Taiwan evacuated the mainland during the Communist Revolution. There are now great commercial ties. There are family ties. So there are natural reasons to pull these two countries together. On the other hand, Taiwan has become a truly liberal democracy, and it's proved that freedom can work. And I think they look at what's happening in Hong Kong and realize that China is not going liberal. How does this tension play out? Because I can only imagine, just like North and South Korea, there's family ties, there's cultural ties. What part of Taiwan wants to have a homecoming, and what part thinks that's just impossible as long as the communists are in charge?
Well, as Taiwan is democratized, people in Taiwan say, well, look, we want good relations with Beijing, but we're not Chinese. And in self-identification surveys, no less than 2/3, and usually about 85% or so, say they're Taiwanese only. Now, the people who say they're Chinese only is never more than 7% in these surveys, and usually it's about 3 or 4. And this has actually, I think, been the main dynamic because China says, well, Taiwan's China. And Taiwan says, no, we're not.
Isn't that interesting? So they have, even though they may have originally come from mainland China, of course, there are an indigenous Taiwanese people as well, so to speak. Isn't that interesting? What are the ties commercially between the mainland and Taiwan? Because I think in so many cases, money can be a corrupting force on political independence. I think of what's happened in Europe. Germany, for economic reasons, decided to make a deal with Russia for natural gas. And that has hampered its ability to push back on Vladimir Putin. When you have massive trade ties, it's tougher to take principled stands because your prosperity depends on it. How dependent is Taiwan on mainland China compared to its economic trade with Korea, Japan, and the United States?
There's a lot of trade between China and Taiwan, but Taiwan is now reorienting its trade toward the United States. And so those trade ties are becoming less important, at least on a relative basis. And also it's because China's been threatening Taiwan. So we have seen, especially in presidents of the Democratic Progressive Party, and William Lai, the current president, is DPP, as is his predecessor. We're seeing very much a move to try to move away. And by the way, this election that took place in January of this year, this was historic because this is the first time that the people of Taiwan chose a person from the same party in 3 straight presidential elections. Tsai Ing-wen for 2 and William Lai for 1. And that shows you the drift away from China.